The Walt Disney Company is getting into video games, and how are they doing it? With Star Wars Outlaws. But apparently they don't think the game can stand on its own merits, and they might be using, or someone might be using, bots to promote it. Let's talk about that with the man who knows, here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me today is the man who is so controversial on the internet for stating the facts and doing the digging. Master of the TDS is here to show us all what in the world is going on with these bots. TDS, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I'm going to use this article that is essentially just covering you from That Park Place. This is John Trent wrote this. Social media analyst accuses Lucasfilm and Disney of using bots to promote Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars Outlaws game. Here it is. Is this, I don't know why, but it seems that he's got a screenshot of that one guy from the Warriors here at the start. I don't understand. Social media analyst master of the TDS accused Lucasfilm Games and the Walt Disney Company of using bots to promote the upcoming Ubisoft game Star Wars Outlaws. There it is. She actually looks better in the concept art than she does in the game. Let's just go straight to your tweet here. Ubisoft has teased a new story trailer will be dropping tomorrow, April 9th. That is today that we're recording this. For their upcoming Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws. The game is said to be set in a gritty underworld setting, deviating from traditional Jedi-focused Star Wars settings, stories. However, we'll go over to X for this. It would seem Disney and Lucasfilm might not be too confident in the game, as the bots are once again out in force, running interference for the game. They seem to be claiming that enhanced graphics and NVIDIA's advanced AI technology will make the game worth playing. Will the force be strong with this one? And here, I appreciate this statement. If you use these in a video or article, please sure to credit me, as it took months of research to be able to find these bots. I hope you don't mind, TDS, that we're going through this today.
No, I don't mind. Some people seem to think that statement is controversial, that I shouldn't have taken months to research this stuff, and that it was easy. And my response to that is, if it was so easy, then why has no one done it?
Exactly. No one has gone through this in the way that you have gone through this, and this took a lot of work. I'll just reveal behind the curtain here for anyone who doesn't understand how this relationship has been going here. We've thankfully TDS reached out to us, and not to say that we needed to confirm it or needed to be the arbiters of this, but he was kind enough to reach out, and we had conversations about what we thought you would look for. And you had everything you needed, but came to us to kind of kick the tires a little bit and say, okay, we would be looking for this thing and that thing. And of course, with us, if there's a Disney angle, we always want to cover that. But this is something that is more wide reaching than just Disney. So let me emphasize that for those people who think that we only talk about Disney here. This is more wide reaching than Disney. Is that a fair statement, by the way?
Absolutely.
So in this one right here, you have this long post by Kata Galau Gui, and I'm sure I've butchered that name, that goes through just a generic press announcement about Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws is set to launch with NVIDIA's advanced AI technology. The company has revealed in a blog. We have some code here or some tags here that have not been erased. So that already sets off a little bit of an issue for me. Continue reading. Another issue for me. NVIDIA reveals Star Wars Outlaws is getting a DLSS 3 and RTX. The post reveals Star Wars Outlaws is, and does it continue on this post in the original past this point?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, so it just cuts off right there. So that's just not human behavior then. I
actually want to point something out that I know some people have covered this already, but I want to point something out that actually I didn't mention in the post, but I think is cool. You're getting kind of an exclusive here. Take a look at the top left corner of the post.
Mm-hmm. That it's pinned right here.
Why do you think they would pin that?
This is fascinating. I've been seeing this on X recently, that pinned posts have been appearing in their own section in my timeline.
Correct. Elon Musk actually, I believe, not that long ago mentioned that if you pin something to your profile, he will make sure that it gets sent out more to some of your followers more than other posts. For like a 48 for, but you have to wait like 48 hours to do it again. So what that means is there's someone with somewhat intelligence behind this who chose to pin that, because I'm pretty sure that the bots can't pin posts. I mean, maybe it's possible, but
Well,
someone pinned it to give it more reach.
that is fascinating. So this would mean that someone is intervening on behalf of whatever narrative they're trying to push here. Of course, the content of most of these tweets, and you've pointed this out, and the fact that this is so hard to search, I think this is the thing that people are underestimating here. As you go through here, it's this rotating. I almost want to call it a rotating cipher. It's not a cipher, but excited to see the impact of DLSS 3 and RTX in a Star Wars game. Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws launches with NVIDIA's DLSS and RTX. Wow, this is going to be epic. Can't wait to experience the next level of graphics and AI in Star Wars Outlaws. Emphasis on AI, even though AI is not a selling point for this game, that they're really emphasizing in the marketing of it. Maybe NVIDIA is. And by the way, I've heard that as NVIDIA, but I've never heard it called that until the last 3 months or so. Even more, Star Wars Outlaws with NVIDIA's DLSS and RTX, confirming NVIDIA's AI features and Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws during launch. These are all the kind of things that, as you go through it, advanced AI in action. These are hitting the bullet points without forming them as bullet points. Or this one right here from Chad Jeremiah. Chad's looking like wore Chad's makeup today to not run afoul of YouTube's rules. Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws will use NVIDIA's DLSS and RTX technology. Why would someone, no human would respond to this statement right here with this right here? That's just not normal human behavior. Also pointing out the other important thing here is that these are blue check marks. And we would suspect that even some of the ones that don't have blue check marks might be hiding those blue check marks. So I know that there's been a recent change in Elon Musk's stance on bots. Do you think that your posts are getting to the point where Elon is noticing them?
So I was going to, normally I would say no, because I'm not that big. Maybe I'm getting out there a little bit more, which is great. I'd like to get the story out there because I think more people need to talk about it. Um, but something recently made me kind of think otherwise, because he's been recently talking about doing this bot purge, right?
Mhm.
And I've looked, and I bookmark all these tweets, so I keep them. I have a huge thing of this, like pages and pages and pages. But I've been looking to see, well, are any of these accounts getting hit? And the answer to that is no. No, they're not. Except one. One account
Oh,
got hit.
that's right. Would that be the Moodle Zoop account?
Yes, it is completely gone. It is suspended from Twitter for violating the policies.
And that account in particular, for those of you, and I'll link the video down below to make sure that you can see it. In the first video that TDS came on the channel and did, this was the originating account of a huge amount of bot activity. I forget the subject that they were covering.
These
It was either
stocks.
it was in this case stocks. Of course, we've also seen things covering Echo and Echo in the Avengers, and anything that would be popular or supposed to be popular on Disney Plus. Of course, here we go. Yeah, Moodle Zoop. There's the original screen cap there. Now, no one be nefarious, because this one doesn't have TDS's beautiful mug on it, but corporate profits are still the top concern of investors. Disney shares rose 11.5% after the company reported profits. Designer ARM, here it is. Shares of chip maker and designer ARM jumped 47.9% thanks to higher than expected profits and an optimistic business outlook. And as we see here, Disney and ARM's impressive profits. U.S. stock remains strong despite a rise in bond yields. Investors drop, but positive business results from companies like Disney and ARM. This is something to me that says that ARM's jump in profits, I don't think is questioned. for me, being very familiar with the Disney company, Disney's rise in profits is the one where I go, huh, is that really a non-deceptive narrative, or is that trying to push something that might not be truthful in order to boost things ahead of the Disney shareholders meeting? But so you're saying that this account is now gone, this
It's
Moodle
gone,
Zoop account.
100% gone. And
So
it happened very. I've been keeping tabs on it because I haven't done like any follow-up videos on this, but I've actually been keeping tabs on this account quite actively because there is a person behind it, clearly. Because it got restricted multiple times, and then it would get unrestricted. How? Well, its follower count would drop to zero and it would go back up slowly. And if you don't know, that happens when you uh deactivate an account and then reactivate it. So it means that somebody was aware that this account was having issues and removed it and then reactivated it, which I believe removed the restriction on it, and then commented a couple more times, and then it got restricted again, and then I kept tapping tabs on it, and then it was gone.
So do you think that it's going to come back again, or is this just? Do you think that that's it for this?
I
This
think that's it. As I've said, I think that literally they do this on purpose because these accounts get hit. I have plenty of posts that I've found like responses to original posts where the original post is deleted because the account got suspended or account was removed because it literally covers their tracks.
and in this case, for those of you who are looking at this right now, the two things that I want to bring up is, first of all, it only has 380 likes. I don't know how many pages of comments you had on this one in particular.
16.
16 pages of comments
This
and
that's
380
nothing.
likes. Yeah, right. But the big number, whether or not you're seeing it, that 1.5 million views, right there after February 9th, 2024, from Earth, 1.5 million views and only 380 likes. And you would figure at that level of supposed interaction, it would even pick up somebody saying, "This is stupid. Why are you commenting about this?" At that point, there's a very infamous phrase on Twitter right now that I'm not going to say, and we've seen confirmation that bot farms are being used for those infamous phrases that are spelled out in bio on Twitter. None of that we're seeing here. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but at least some of that picked up here. But 1.5 million views, incredibly suspicious activity. So I think that your work is doing good. I'll say that for sure.
I hope so. It's been what I wanted to do the most. I mean, obviously it took a lot of work, so I like to get credit for the time I put in to find these, but mainly I want to get them out there for everybody to see so we have receipts.
I agree, and I'm glad that you are keeping receipts. Now, back to the Nvidia situation here. I wanted to read John F. Trent's analysis. Of course, there is a long post here about the GeForce and RTX components that go into machines that would possibly be running Star Wars Outlaws, but here in the conclusions, it's possible that it might not be Disney or Lucasfilm Games using bots to promote the game, but it could be Nvidia trying to get PC gamers to purchase their various graphics cards in order to enhance gameplay for the game. There's also the possibility it could be a collaboration between all the players, as they would all be benefiting. Nvidia gets to sell their hardware, Ubisoft sells their software, and Lucasfilm and Disney sell their IP. And that's really the thing that we're seeing here. A lot of we know that Disney is always willing to go for the headline more than the actual achievement here. So much that even when something does well, they'll go for some other superlative here. So I wouldn't put it past Disney, but especially in that other post talking about ARM. And I'm not saying these two are the same bot farm. And I'm saying alleged here. And if there's somebody that happens to have a real account that we've caught them up in this bot activity, I'm not saying everyone involved in this is a bot, just so nobody comes after us for that. I think that I think they're playing dirty, and I like that Elon Musk is catching on to this. I don't think Elon has been perfect about bots on his platform, but I like the fact that there is motion here. TDS, is there anything that we're missing here before we
Uh,
wrap this up?
well, yes, but it's not something I can going to talk about now. I actually have another video planned. I've done a little bit more digging into. I have another video planned that's going to come out hopefully in the next couple weeks. That's a much, much bigger botting, even bigger than this Moodle Zoop one. The biggest botting that I've pretty much ever seen. But after that, I'm planning to do a video more on these specific accounts and what's going on with them and why they're blue check marks and whatever. I have a lot more information on that I've been digging into. So we are missing a little bit, but that's something that will be filled in time.
Right. And if people want to see that, you can go over to, I'm assuming you can go over to Gothic Therapy to watch those videos when they come out, where you and Writing Raven do videos every week. I highly recommend that everyone here go check them out. We're going to put a link in the description so you can hear this all directly from them, even though some accounts like Grums over on Twitter, infamously Mark Kern, who worked on World of Warcraft. We've had him on the Pro channel recently in the same Pro show where we talked about some of your work, TDS, and of course the Quartering has also been covering this. So I'm glad to see that people are getting with the program here and understand that something is going on here. The more visibility this gets, the more likely it is that it gets solved. And also, maybe you can get some credit for some of this excellent work that you've been doing.
Well, thank you, and I hope so, because I'll tell you, our channel is definitely hardcore deboosted right now. So if you want to see those videos, hopefully by subscribing you will see them, but that's not guaranteed because people have been telling me that our videos don't show up in their subscription feeds at all anymore, and you have to actually click the channel to find them. So,
well, in that case, they ought to follow you on Twitter. Is that at Master of the TDS and at Writing Raven 2?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around to the end of the video. Drop a comment if this surprises you, if this is something you fully expect. Of course, our audience has maybe grown a little bit cynical about Disney. Maybe you have a trailer reaction to Star Wars Outlaws. There's a lot of those going around lately. You can drop those here in the comment section and help everyone else to enjoy in the fun on that one. Of course, like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.